This is Shane Vaughn. He is a Trump theologist, and he's given a monologue about Israel, I think, and how Donald Trump is kind of like no longer the leader of the party, which I find absolutely fascinating. He's kind of backed off of Trump completely, wildly, and he thinks the rapture is coming in the next year. So I don't know why he's even going down this road, but let's give this a listen, see what he says.
The brotherhood is breaking. The brotherhood is breaking. I want to talk to you about that tonight before my show ends. Good evening, everyone. I pray you're having a wonderful evening. I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting insight to process in your mind so you're more educated, more informed than you were before. Once again, a free Charlie Kirk coin, a free year membership.
Oh my God. It's just all advertising with this dude. Come on, move on. Damn.
After people walk together for a year or two or three or four, there is a natural tendency to begin to splinter and find fault and go and start your own thing. That's human nature. That's not godly nature, but it's human nature. And this is what's happening in the MAGA movement. At one time, we had one star, one leader in this movement. His name was Donald Trump. But now there's blood in the water. Trump only has 2 years left. And now it's time for the next stars to begin rising.
Interesting. He's looking forward to the time when Trump won't be like part of the Republican Party anymore. Okay. He's a Trump theologist again, but even in this, I've heard him back off of his Trump theologist beliefs. Trump won't be the leader forever. We need to look to new rising stars. I think earlier he mentioned Marco Rubio. Let's see.
In our movement. So this is natural. And so for 4 years, we have stood together. All the people you see on your screen right now, Tucker Carlson, Candace, everybody, we all stood together as MAGA. We had one leader. It always works when you have one leader. When you know who the leader is, then you can keep it together. But you see, now we don't have a leader anymore.
That's interesting. He's saying that he's not standing behind Donald Trump anymore?
Donald Trump's on his way out. So anytime you start to lose a strong leader, the next leaders try to find their spot in the whole apparatus, if you will. All these people on the screen, plus so many others, Marjorie Taylor Greene, myself, other podcasters, all stood together for 4 years. We fought the establishment. We were brothers. We drained the swamp.
You literally filled the swamp with extremist nutcases and made it worse. Corruption is worse today in America than it's maybe ever been. I don't know. I mean, America has a weird history. Maybe it's been worse in the past, but it's pretty bad right now. Really, really bad. So I don't want to hear it.
We put America first. Indeed, we were united.
Put America first, huh? How do you feel about Israel again? The answer is he supports Israel unconditionally. That's not very in America first, seems to me.
But now I'm watching the brotherhood fall apart. Candace Owens versus Charlie Kirk. Tucker Carlson versus Ted Cruz, Steve Bannon or Marjorie Taylor Greene at odds with J.D. Vance.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's true. I mean, when the controlling party is in power, there's always some degree of fight between the people because that's the time to fight. When you're not in power, it is not the time to fight amongst each other. In Germany, if the different factions had united and worked together, they may have been able to fight against Hitler, but they couldn't get along with each other. The Social Democrats, the Communists, they couldn't get along. And as a result, Hitler won because everybody was fractured and divided. That's how these extremist nutcases want it to be. They want it to be fractured and divided because it makes it easier to control, divide and conquer, right?
Podcasters against podcasters now.
Podcaster on podcaster violence.
Influencers choosing sides. The very people who brought us the greatest political movement in modern history are now at each other's throats. And what is tearing them apart? One issue.
Israel.
I want you to think about this. People that have fought in the trenches, at rallies. We all spoke together at rallies. There is now one issue that is literally ripping them apart.
Well, not literally. I mean, that would mean that they are being ripped apart physically, right? So figuratively ripped apart is what you meant. The exact opposite of literally.
It's the same issue that's been ripping the world apart for a long time, Israel. Or as they like to call it, Zionism.
They? Who is they?
The MAGA coalition that seemed unbreakable is fracturing over one issue. Should America support the Jewish state, or should we turn against so-called Zionism?
Yep, it's true. There is a big fracture there.
But what I want to teach you tonight is a little shocking. What we're witnessing in MAGA, this brotherhood that's breaking apart, is happening simultaneously with another brotherhood that is also breaking apart. The difference, you ask? The world stage.
Okay.
I'm going to really need all of my students to follow me tonight. It's two brotherhoods we're going to talk about tonight. Two different brotherhoods happening at the same moment in history. It's parallelism. Parallelism.
Is he using that correctly?
Two things happening at the same time. So tonight I'm going to prove to you that on this side is all of the MAGA influencers, the brotherhood, and on this side is another brotherhood that is also breaking apart. They were all like this, tight. Now they're breaking apart at the same time.
I mean, again, that's what happens when you're in control politically. You're at each other's throats.
Same time. This one is MAGA. This is something happening among the nations of the world, a brotherhood. Both brotherhoods, the one you see on the left and the one on the right, are also, listen to this, they're breaking up over the same issue. Again, Israel, so-called Zionism, or the land of Judah. The MAGA brotherhood that built the greatest political movement is fracturing over Zionism.
Yes, you said this like 16 times, brother. Please move on.
Exact same time, there is a biblical brotherhood of three brother nations that has protected Israel for centuries. They're also fracturing as I speak to you over Zionism. Now, this is not a coincidence. This is parallelism. This is prophecy, what I'm going to show you tonight. What am I talking about? If I were to ask you tonight to tell me three nations, I'm going to look in the comment section real quick. Please don't nobody cuss me out thinking I'm finally going to see what you have to say. I'm going to sneak over there. I don't like to do it because it's dangerous in the comments.
What? I'm following the comment section right now. What are you talking about? It's dangerous in the comments? What? Get help, Shane.
But I'm going to look over there and I want someone to tell me three nations in the world that have a very special brotherhood relationship. Let me see how many of you know the world you live in. How many of you know the world you live in? Thank you for 144 likes on Rumble. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Iberian Knitter is very close to where I'm going tonight. Someone tell me three nations that we would really consider them brothers, if you will. Let's look in the chat group. I'm waiting.
Well, I mean, it takes a while for people to get the message, right? So, because of the lag.
Three nations that share a special brotherhood, if you will.
The UK, the US, and Canada.
No one? Okay. Larry Wilburn says Canada, US, and England.
Wow, that's weird that he picked the exact ones that I was going to pick. Okay.
Okay. Judy Colson says America, Great Britain, and she doesn't know the third one. Anyone else? Hold on. Kimberly Gray. Kimberly Gray got the answer. Kimberly, I'll send you a Charlie Kirk coin, okay? I'll send you a Charlie Kirk coin made of pure silver. Email me your mailing address, all right? She got it right. England, America, and Israel.
I don't think that they're connected to each other in that way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you know they're brothers? Like, not euphemistically, but literally?
No, they're not literally brothers because they don't have DNA that can be passed down from mother to child as countries. But okay.
Now, This is interesting.
Yeah, DPRK, PRC, and Cuba. That's good. Yes, those three. That checks out.
Tonight, and you're going to have to pay close attention, because something just happened among one of those brothers that shocked me to my core. Have you heard the news about Great Britain, England? Have you heard the news? Have you seen the sign of a breaking brotherhood? Let's go to that land of Manasseh and Ephraim, and let me shock you tonight.
Okay.
Something unthinkable happened in England this week. Something many people ignored, overlooked, and did not notice. But my job is to wake you up, is it not? Something that should make your blood run cold in a nation that once stood as Israel's greatest ally, besides America, in the land that gave Israel their land in the Balfour Treaty, in the empire where the sun never set. A betrayal occurred this week that proves one horrifying truth, that terrorism works.
Terrorism sometimes works, but if you're in a what's the word I'm looking for here? In a civilized country, it does not work. If you're in a civilized country, or let me rephrase, if you're in a developed country, it does not work. If you're in a developed country, then it leads to false flags a lot, which can lead to just the destruction of that developed country because people are outraged by it. If it becomes widespread and common, it stops working. Or, I'm sorry, if it becomes developed and common, then people start being afraid instead of being enraged and try to change it because they believe that there is no changing it. And they just try to hide in fear and prevent it from happening.
What land am I talking about? England, Great Britain, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the coward of all cowards, handed Hamas exactly what they wanted.
Oh, here we go.
Legitimacy. After October the 7th, after the rape, the murder, the hostages were dragged screaming into tunnels, Britain rewarded terrorism with recognition as a Palestinian state.
Got it. I see. Yeah, in this scenario, actually, Israel is acting as the terrorist state, not Palestine. The Palestinians are completely innocent and just trying to survive. And this colossal scumbag here is making excuses, disgusting, for terroristic behavior. Who are the terrorists? The people controlling Israel right now. It's genuinely deeply disturbing what's happening. And he is making excuses.
Blew my mind. Literally blew my mind.
I don't think you're using the word literally correctly, like literally ever.
But how did we get here? What made that land of Ephraim and Manasseh turn against their brother Judah? Now, why do I call them brothers? You'll have to go watch my series called Tracking the Tribes. Mind-blowing, life-changing. Or you can read the book, and you can find the videos on YouTube, Tracking the Tribes. You'll find out that Judah, the Jews, Great Britain, and America are literally brothers. That's why they've all...
This is nonsense. I think this claim is based in the incorrect belief that Jews traveled up and over the Caucasus Mountains after after Nebuchadnezzar destroyed Israel and took control of it. That's just completely fictitious. That did not happen.
Always had that brotherhood relationship, so unique among the nations of the world. So how did we get here today? Let me tell you the story of a deal that was made in the shadows, a carrot that was dangled before terrorists, and a betrayal that will echo through history. Months ago, this started months ago with the Prime Minister of England, Starmer. This man sent out a telegraph on July the 29th.
A telegraph?
He made an announcement in that telegraph, and I quote, "The UK will recognize Palestine by September." He declared, unless Israel ends the war.
That's good. That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. God, this dude is dragging it on. Just get to the point, bro.
He sent that out in a telegraph. Now you might know Why Hamas has never been willing to give over all the hostages, because Great Britain made them a promise. If you will delay this war till September, if you will delay it, if you will not give up all the hostages, you will be rewarded, Hamas. You will be recognized.
Wait, Britain said that if you delay until September, you will be rewarded? What are you smoking? Coming up with just flat out lies over here.
As a legitimate nation among the nations of the world. But what is so chilling beyond that, he made no demands from Hamas. The demand was only to Israel.
That's because Israel's committing the genocide. What do you want Hamas to do? What do you want the Palestinians to do specifically? What do you think their responsibility is right now, other than to survive? They are literally killing men, women, and children for absolutely no reason, because they want to control the region. It's horrifying and wrong.
End the war, or we recognize a Palestinian state.
They should be recognizing the state anyway.
I want you to think about that timeline tonight. Hamas commits the worst massacre of Jews since the Holocaust on October the 7th.
That's true. And in retaliation, they commit a genocide against innocent people who didn't do shit to anybody. Is that what you're saying?
And less than 10 months later, Starmer is promising them a state if they will hold off until September.
This is just complete disgusting bullshit.
So what did Hamas do? What do you think they did? Exactly what the UK told them to do. They waited. They held the hostages. They kept fighting, waiting for their reward. And Britain, the brother of Israel, delivered on that promise September the 21st, 2 days ago, and Palestinian statehood was recognized. Hey, I'll give Starmer this. He keeps his promises. Now, the message to every terrorist organization in the world is this: terrorism works. If you're not a...
This is nonsense. Israel is the group, or Israel are the ones who chose to commit a full-blown genocide. I believe it was even recognized by the United Nations recently as a genocide. How can you justify that? How can you get around that? How can you reconcile that? It's evil and horrifying and disgusting and wrong and unacceptable. I don't understand how he has arrived at the conclusions that he's arrived at.
State, you can be one. Murder enough Jews, and the West will give you what you want, because the West is weak.
Nonsense. And what is all this about being weak or whatever? What is your obsession with, like, weakness and strength?
The West thinks that negotiation is proper. I'm so glad Yahweh told Israel, go in there and kill the Amalekites, kill every one of them, every mother, every child, kill everybody, because you cannot negotiate with evil.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. He's citing the spot in the Bible where God ordered people to commit genocide. I gotta write this one down. Shane Vaughn loves the genocide part in the Bible because you can't negotiate with evil. That is insane.
I digress. Pastor Vaughn tried to slip out right then. As Britain was orchestrating this betrayal across the Atlantic, something else eerily was happening and unfolding right here in the heartland of America. Okay, three brothers, Judah, Ephraim, and Manasseh. America, Great Britain, and Israel. Three brothers, literally. Go watch Tracking the Tribes. You'll never be able to deny it after you do. But here in America, the brotherhood that seemed unbreakable, just like the brotherhood of Great Britain and Israel and America seemed unbreakable, both brotherhoods are splintering over the same thing. The parallel is astonishing. For 4 years in the MAGA movement, we were unstoppable. Donald Trump brought together a coalition unlike anything in American history. Anytime you have a strong leader, you'll have a strong church, a strong nation, a strong anything.
That's not strictly true, but okay.
Evangelicals and populists, everyone. We were all brothers against the deep state. But now We're at war among ourselves, like Great Britain is now at war with their brother, Judah. Now, here's the great divide in MAGA. On one side, you have the evangelical wing, like Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, Pete Hegseth. They believe as I do.
He's talking about how there's a split in the MAGA movement, and the split is on Israel. Like, half of them are Zionists who believe Jesus, when he returns, has to come back in Israel. And the other half are Nazis who believe that Israel should be destroyed because there's a secret Jewish cabal that's controlling, so on and so forth. So he's trying to draw people in and join them together, I guess.
The more I listen and research and hear about the state of politics in America, the more I realize how incredibly divided we are. Like,
yeah,
MAGA is such a strong, like, cult-like group. They're all one thing. Even they're split up. Like, that is actually insane.
It is, yeah.
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
Oh, yes, I'm one of them. They believe the Bible in Genesis 1:23, I will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse thee. They see supporting the descendants of Israel, Jacob, Isaac as a biblical mandate and a strategic necessity to maintain the blessings of God on America. Okay? On the other side, you have Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Steve Bannon.
He just talked a bunch of smack about Candace Owens earlier in his whole monologue. So mainly because she's claiming that Charlie Kirk was taken out by Israel for not supporting them and a bunch of other nonsense.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're no longer just questioning foreign aid. Now they're questioning Zionism. They're asking, why are we supporting a Jewish ethno-state? Why are we enabling what they call Jewish supremacy?
You know, I mean, they are Nazis, but I'm not a Nazi, obviously. I don't believe in, like, white supremacy or whatever, the way that those people he listed do at all. I don't believe in any supremacy. But those people are doing it because they want to create ethno-states. By and large, they just don't like the Jewish ethno-state because they think that Jews run some secretive organization that benefits only them and so on and so forth.
Sorry, Charlie Kirk looks like he has a Trump mask on in that.
Right.
Like the face?
I suppose so. I mean, we're not seeing his gums. He's not very gummy in this image.
Why are we letting Zionists control American foreign policy? I watched Tucker Carlson in a 2-hour brutal debate with Ted Cruz over this very issue. Sadly, neither man had the missing key to understand what they were talking about. If you want that missing key, you can go to our website, hiscomingkingdom.com, where you'll find, treasures of truth.
Hiscomingkingdom.com. Hold on.
Treasures of truth.
Kingdom.com.
How much do you guys want to bet there isn't very much truth in it?
Okay, there is no hiscomingkingdom.com. What's he talking about?
You can go to our website, hiscomingkingdom.com.
Hiscomingkingdom. Oh, wow. It redirected apparently to thefirstharvestministries.org. Oh, look, it's Shane Vaughn. What's this?
Brother Vaughn.
Hello there, and welcome home. First Harvest Ministries, and I'm the founder, Pastor Shane Vaughn.
Wow, I wish I had more time. The voice silenced too soon. A ballad of Charlie Kirk.
A ballad? They're giving him a ballad.
To the world, a powerful tribute created by
Whisper softly.
Oh God.
Where his words.
It's a real ballad.
They couldn't even make a good edit. I've seen good edits of Charlie Kirk.
That is rough. Okay.
They need to hire some TikToker.
No, he did a song at the beginning of this whole thing that he did with AI.
Oh God.
139.54. Here, let me just play a second or two of it. Here you go. Calls himself Professor Toto because, like the dog Toto in the Oz, he's pulling back the curtain or whatever.
breaking the spell, ringing that liberty bell. So shout it from the steeple.
Ho Bible. Ho
Yes.
Bible.
No, and we be people, if you notice. We be people.
Yeah, we be people.
Shout
God.
it to the town. Professor Toto's gonna turn it all around. Oh, he's got a red, white, and blue burning deep in his bones, preaching kingdom and country from his humble home. He don't need a spotlight, don't need a stage, just YouTube Live and a righteous rage.
A righteous rage.
Yeah, anyway, it's bad. I listened to the whole thing earlier, but we'll
He
come back.
should not have used an AI generator for that image.
I know.
That
it's
just
stupid. Or at least fix it. Like,
Yeah, if you're gonna have the Holy Bible,
like remove the and replace it with actual text that you wrote, maybe. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think this is where we were.
A homeland, a form of supremacy. The people who built the MAGA movement are now trying to turn it against the Jewish people. But this split in MAGA is not random. It's not just political disagreement, and it's not just theological differences. It is prophecy.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what I mean when I say it is prophecy.
Show me, Shane. I'm all in.
why does he enunciate everything? I'm gonna show you what I mean when I say it is prophecy.
Because he's insufferable. That's
God.
why.
I'm going to take you back 2,700 years, if I can, to understand what we're witnessing in this moment just before the coming of the Lord. You might want to pay attention now.
Yeah, he said in the beginning of this, he said, the rapture didn't happen, but it will be in the next 12 months.
What you see happening, the parallelism, is a prophecy 2,700 years hidden in the pages of the Old Testament that the church tells you not to read.
What church
Yeah.
tells you not to read parts of the Old Testament or whatever?
What churches is you going to?
His own, of course.
Mm.
Just delusion.
It's found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 21. Listen carefully. Isaiah prophesied, Manasseh will devour Ephraim. Ephraim will devour Manasseh. Together, they will be against Israel or Judah.
Okay. Those were two different things, by the way, Israel and Judah, for what it's worth.
Isaiah said in the last days, Ephraim and Manasseh, Great Britain and the United States, they would devour each other. Well, that happened in the Revolutionary War when Manasseh and Ephraim devoured and destroyed one another. That part has been fulfilled.
Notice how he is claiming effectively that the United States is Israel, like real Israel, not he's claiming it's new Israel. The actual Israel is not real Israel, is his whole bit here.
How do you get to the conclusion that the United States is the real Israel, though?
He says that the first temple constructed, like Solomon's temple, was constructed like 900 BCE or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar in 586 BCE after he invaded and took control and killed the Israeli king or whatever, the Jewish king. Zechariah maybe was the king, I forget. Anyway, he says that when what's his name, Nebuchadnezzar came in and destroyed the temple, some of the Jews were taken into captivity, into slavery by Nebuchadnezzar. That's correct. And he says the rest of the Jews who remained in Israel and were not taken slave traveled up over the Caucasus Mountains to the British Isles and then became Anglo-Saxons and then traveled to America and became like the founding fathers. And that's his justification for the claim that we are new Israel and that Trump is the son of man, which is like the prophesied, cosmic judge that comes along and sparks Armageddon and all of that other stuff.
He's going to spark Armageddon, that's for sure.
And Shane Vaughn believes that. He's cheering for it, and he said it'll be in the next 12 months.
But ironically, after we devour one another, then we'll join together in destroying and turning against Judah, our own brother.
So in the region at the time, Judah and Israel split in half. They were the same country originally, but Judah, or AKA Judea, same place, just different names. In Judea, most of the tribes that lived there it was mostly the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah, historians primarily, and that's where the books of like Deuteronomy and stuff were written. That's actually factually accurate information. But he twists it around to claim that like the tribe of Judah was primarily taken, and that the remaining people who were in Judah that were not taken slave were not real Jews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think that he believes that the people in Judah were real Jews, but we're realer Jews in his mind.
What is the recent obsession with MAGA and wanting to be Jewish?
I don't. You've got me. It's bizarre.
The United States and Great Britain, the modern nations of Israel, are not just the Jewish state in the Middle East, but we're all Israel. We're brother nations.
There you go.
12 tribes of Israel were scattered across the whole earth, and their descendants became the great nations today. Manasseh, the British Empire, the greatest empire in human history. Ephraim, the United States, the greatest single nation to ever exist, just as Genesis chapter 49, just as that great chapter prophesied would happen in the last days, it has happened. And then Judah became the Jewish people that are now settling in Israel.
I can pick a lot of points in history and say, look, the Bible prophesied this, because history just happens all the time. It repeats. Like, the Bible could say there will be a great war. There were 2 of them. There you go. Like,
pure unadulterated delusion. And like the Bible says, you'll know the end is here because of earthquakes and wars and rumors of wars and things. And they use that as a justification to say, look, the end is here. But there is not a single point in history that you can point to when those things did not apply. There have always been earthquakes at every point in history. There have always been wars and rumors of wars. You know how many years of peace the world has seen since civilization has existed? At 10,000 years, how many years of peace there have been out of 10,000 years? 263.
really?
Yep.
What was
I think
going
it's
on?
263. It's in the high 200s. I'm pretty confident that's right.
That's more than I was expecting.
Yeah. Basically none is the point, though.
For centuries, these 3 brothers, Ephraim, Manasseh, and Judah, 3 brothers, the brotherhood, has had a very special relationship. Think about it. President John F. Kennedy referred to a special relationship with Israel. He called it special.
Okay.
Right? I don't like what point are you making here?
Wow.
The United States and Great Britain have been allies through 2 world wars, through the Cold War, through the War on Terror, and both nations have always been Israel's greatest defenders as big brothers. But Isaiah saw this day, Manasseh will devour Ephraim. Britain and America would turn on one another. That happened in the Revolutionary War.
You see what he's doing? He's conflating America with Israel. We are new Israel. It's insane.
And together they'll be against Judah. They would unite in opposition to Zionism. But now they're both turning. Britain just completed their part by rewarding Hamas.
Did not happen.
And what about America? Oh, our greatest voices is turning America against Judah. Our greatest podcasters with influence are influencing the people. The college campuses are ripe and ready for someone with a major voice to turn them against Judah.
It's crazy that when discussing politics and discussing important issues like this, the thing that he chooses to say is our greatest podcasters, because podcasters are like the main influence right now. That's just crazy. We're podcasters.
It is wild. Yes, we are.
The MAGA movement is literally splitting over what America, Britain, and Judah is splitting over, Zionism. The brotherhood that built the modern world is breaking apart exactly as the Bible predicted.
Dude is so quiet.
The voices in MAGA are not just embracing
He's figuring out his next crazy theory to say.
Yeah.
replacement theology. They're actively working to turn America evangelicals against Israel.
Well, that's true. I mean, like I said, they're Nazis that we're talking about, actual Nazis like Tucker Carlson and stuff. Mike Huckabee is not a Nazi. He's a white supremacist and a Zionist. There is like an ideological difference, you know. Nick Fuentes is an actual Nazi. Tucker Carlson's an actual Nazi, those types of people. And Charlie Kirk was like kind of somewhere in the middle between Zionist and Nazi. And I think he's leaning Nazi because if you don't support Israel in the U.S. today as a right-winger, it's probably because you believe that there's a secret network of Jews that's controlling things like puppet masters and all of that. Just a reminder, I would really appreciate it if you guys checked out my Patreon. If you're not going to donate, you don't have to, but follow me there at the very least, owenmorgan.com/Patreon. Just in case something happens with the government or whatever. It would be really good if you had some way to connect with me and my content. I'm really concerned about that. And maybe you should consider that for other creators too.
I'm seeing evangelical Trump supporters start to question not just aid to Israel, but the legitimacy of the Jewish state itself. I'm hearing Zionist influence in the churches being talked about. I'm watching pastors that used to preach about blessing Israel now questioning whether it's even biblical. That's the same evangelical base that put Trump in office, the same replacement theology that drove 2,000 years of anti-Semitism is back. How long before Britain itself pays for the price of this betrayal? When you feed the crocodile, hoping it eats you last?
Like, that couldn't be a more perfect analogy for fascism. When you feed the crocodile hoping it eats you last, right?
You end up swallowed. Hamas doesn't want peace, Great Britain. They don't want a two-state solution. They want one state, an Islamic state built on the ashes of Israel.
Nonsense. I want one state. I want a fully democratic state. Not Israel, not Palestine, but Israel-Stein, maybe, or something to that effect.
Israel-Stein.
Something. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Something like that. Like, it's an ethno-state right now. Israel's an ethno-state, and I don't like ethno-states.
This is our brother that we are turning against. Do you understand? Hamas is not our friend.
I don't like Hamas either. Hamas bad. Everybody agrees. Yes, 100%.
Hamas bad. Everybody agrees. I enjoyed that phrasing.
Jesus Christ.
Islam is not our friend. Judah. Israel has always been our friend.
Well, what if they're committing genocide, as they are? What then?
No matter what's wrong with its governments and its leaders, every government of man is wicked.
No, not all of them commit genocide, and when they do, I call them out.
Every one of them. The Bible said the man's heart is desperately wicked. All governments are wicked.
There's a difference between being wicked or wrong and committing genocide.
Right?
Until that great government finally comes, not filled with men, but filled with the born-again sons of Yahweh, the manifested sons of Yah that will rule this earth as a one-world government. That day is coming, but until then, of course, Israel's going to have a faulty government. How can they not? It's made up of humans. But when did Hamas become our brother?
They're not. They're not. They are fellow human beings. Even, like, I don't even like Hamas. Like I said, Hamas bad. Palestinians are fellow human beings, and I care about the fact that there is a genocide happening against them because they're fellow human beings.
Israel is our brother. America, listen to me tonight. We've always protected Israel.
Yeah, and maybe we should rethink that. Like,
This is like telling us to side with Germany
it is.
in World War II.
It is. It's really horrifying what they're doing right now.
Do you know why? Deep within the DNA, we couldn't help it. They're our brothers. But these
Sorry, did he just say they couldn't help it? Can you step back a second?
Stop here.
DNA?
Wait, a little further.
Why? Deep within the DNA, we couldn't help it. They're our brothers.
Oh, we couldn't help but to help them
Oh,
because they're our brothers.
These end-time demonic voices have come in and found podcasters with a big micro to influence even God's elect if possible. I'm a very small-time podcaster, if you will. Not nearly the influence of these others. But I'll tell you what I do have. Spiritual discernment rather than carnal knowledge. Listen to me tonight. The most dangerous thing in the world is carnal knowledge. That's what Satan offered to Eve in the Garden of Eden. Carnal knowledge. What he told her appealed to carnal knowledge.
Like, what does he mean by carnal knowledge here? Does he mean like instinct that's built into human beings from our caveman days? That's what I take it to mean when he says carnal knowledge, but that doesn't make any sense because he doesn't even believe in cavemen if he thinks that Adam and Eve were real, literal human beings incorrectly.
We are living in the hour where Satan has entered the Garden of America, and he has said the same words to us that he said to Eve. Is that fair?
Okay, so you're saying that we're watching somebody literally commit a genocide, and it's Satan whispering in our ear. Is that fair? I mean, earlier he said, I don't have the exact quote, but just a few minutes ago it played. He loves the genocide part in the Bible because you can't negotiate with evil. That's his favorite part, the part where people are being genocided, the Amalekites and whatnot. Jesus Christ. Friends don't let friends commit genocide, right?
I can't wonder where he'd be if we were in the 1940s right now.
No, it's clear as day where he would be. We know where he'd be.
Listen to me tonight. Is that fair? That's all Satan asked Eve. That's all he said. He never told her God wasn't real. He never told her turn your back on God. He never told her, oh no, all he said was, did God really say, do you really think that that would be fair for him not to let you eat of knowledge?
To be entirely fair to Eve, why would you say, hey guys, this tree makes you smart, and then tell them to not be smart?
Yeah, and for that matter, like, why would you put them right next to this tree that would kill them?
Why'd you put the tree in the center of the garden?
Why couldn't you have put them somewhere in America instead, where this tree is pretty far away? Why didn't you put a barrier around the tree? People say that they had an ice canopy over the earth. Why don't you put the ice canopy around the tree? Why don't you bury it in a cave or something instead? Like,
Yeah, that's just a really funny thought.
Jesus.
Don't we want all the information we can get? Don't we want to search every YouTube channel we can find and get lots and lots and lots and lots of knowledge about
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
yeah.
I love it.
how evil Mossad is and how evil their government is? And don't we want all that information? While all of that may be true, there's something much older that is true.
While Mossad may be evil, while Israel may be committing a genocide, that's what he just said. While all that may be true, there's something even older that's true, okay?
He's actively saying he's against people learning more, and he's against people caring and being upset over genocides.
But acknowledges it's happening, at least for the sake of argument.
Israel, the state of Israel, is our brother.
Okay, like I said earlier, like Marcel Paul said earlier, friends don't let friends commit genocide.
I have a younger sister, and she started saying some bad stuff recently, and I caught her. I told my mother, because I don't support someone just because they're my sibling. I don't support a bad act just because I care about them or they're my sibling or I don't know.
If you care, then you should be more willing to try to correct bad behavior, it seems like, right?
So Israel being our brother does not mean we have to support them, we have to help them, we have to support a genocide.
And they're not even our brother genetically. He's saying it's genetic. This is just delusion. Anyway.
Even as an ally.
It is in our DNA to stand with Israel. And I've come to serve notice on Satan and everyone that he has captured their voice. There is a remnant in America you cannot deceive, because mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored.
Not for nothing, but when you think that you can't be deceived, that's when you're most vulnerable to be deceived.
And this truth of the Israelite identity of America, Great Britain, and Israel is marching on. The kingdom message is being declared in your ears tonight. America, we will not take the bait. Great Britain, come back to your senses. We are in the hour of the coming of the Lord.
He's doing the preacher thing. Senses.
And my brothers and my sisters, don't eat the apple. God loves Israel. And no matter what the church teaches you this Sunday, the Christianity they give you, God.
Did you hear that little rhyme of his?
Christianity Twistianity.
Yeah, that was great. I love that.
It's on top. I'm sorry. It's on point for sure.
I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
Has never replaced his beloved with something called the church. He has raised up the church until his beloved returns to the covenant after the age of the Gentiles. Get it out of your heart. Get it out of your minds. It's not freedom of speech we need, and it's not more information we need. We need a pastor. We need a truth speaker that discerns past the lies of the enemy and shakes you and says, children, God has three brothers and they cannot fall apart in this hour. Pray for America. And whatever you do, pray for the peace of Israel. May God bless you, and may he always bless these United States of America. Good night, my friends.
Okay, that's the end. Wow. Jesus Christ, bro. Get help. Seriously. It's disgusting that he just straight up didn't justify genocide, didn't excuse it, but said he likes it. He wants more of it openly. I mean, even the most extreme people I've come across will try to explain away what it is and say it's not actually a genocide or whatever. This dude straight up wants it.
And then later on said, yeah, he recognizes it's evil and terrible, but we have to support anyways.
That is wild, dude. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Disgusting. All right, the tree with all the neon signs, don't eat me, right? Exactly.
With arrows, bright neon arrows pointing to the thing that you shouldn't eat.
Insane. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. This is disgusting.